The search for life in the cosmos, outside of our own tiny blue planet, is a colossal task. The distance between our Sun and the star closest to it, Alpha Centauri, is about 4.2 light years, meaning that it takes light travelling at nearly 300,000 kilometers per second, a little over 4 years to travel from Alpha Centauri to Earth. While telescope technology has significantly improved, allowing our astronomers to find distant worlds within the apparent Goldilocks zone of their stars, it is not enough. In order to prove that there is life outside of Earth, we are going to be forced to look closer. While the solar system we inhabit is considered by many to be quite barren, astronomers, biologists, and geologists have been theorizing that life could in fact exist elsewhere in our solar system. And as our understanding of our planetary neighbours grows, so do the possibilities of finding life, both simple microbes and possibly even complex animal-like organisms. This list will explore the 5 most likely candidates for life to spring up in our own cosmic neighbourhood. Venus. Venus might seem like the most unlikely candidate for life due to its incredible heat, poisonous atmosphere, and lack of plate tectonics. But it is possible that life is preserved there, with the atmosphere itself harbouring microbial life. The sister planet of Earth has long been seen as something of a hell world, and for good reason. Surface temperatures are up to 462 degrees Celsius, an atmospheric almost 100 times Earth's, and frequent rains of sulfuric acid fall from the opaque atmosphere, and it's easy to understand how thick the atmosphere of Venus is. The clouds that cover the sky there are far denser than the watery clouds that Earth has. The clouds are made mostly of sulfuric acid, which would at first glance contradict the Venus having life idea. However, biologists studying life here on Earth have found organisms that can tolerate similarly extreme conditions. These potential life forms can use the chemical energy of the clouds of Venus to feed themselves. While the presence of life in Venus's atmosphere is largely educated speculation, there is a clue we have found that might tell us if there truly is life there. Venus's upper atmosphere seems to be littered with a mysterious compound that absorbs ultraviolet rays from the sun. Nobody knows what this stuff is for sure, but some scientists have speculated that it could be a biological sort of sunblock made of sulfur. Titan. At a glance, the largest moon of Saturn, Titan, also doesn't seem very conductive of life. While it has seas, rivers, and lakes on its surface, these are not water, but are hydrocarbons of methane and ethane. These non-water features form and fluctuate during seasonal rainstorms on Titan that are visible from orbit. The freezing temperatures of the surface keep the methane liquid, making Titan the only place in the solar system besides Earth that has stable liquids on its surface. The atmosphere of the moon is dense and made up largely of nitrogen and methane, which is strikingly similar to how scientists believe Earth's atmosphere looked earlier in its life, some 2.5 billion years ago. While the liquid on the planet is not water, water is in fact found on Titan in the form of boulders and rocks that litter the surface of the frigid moon. It is quite possible that this soup of life could result in simple microorganisms, like the ones that possibly sprang up on Earth long ago. A hazy halo of methane can be seen around the atmosphere of Titan, possibly hinting that there are already organisms somewhere on the planetoid producing methane as a byproduct of feeding, but that is up for debate. Europa. The subject of movies and rampant speculation, Europa has long been one of the solar system's best candidates for life. Europa is a moon of Jupiter, and at first glance seems like nothing more than a ball of ice. However, due to the tremendous gravitational pull of its mother planet, Europa is far more dynamic. The icy crust of the planet shifts in plates, similar to the tectonic plates on Earth. But more importantly, the tidal energy received from Jupiter keeps the salty water under the crust of ice liquid, resulting in a moon-wide ocean hiding just under plain view. This ocean, hidden only under a few kilometers of ice, is thought to have been around for the last 4 billion years, and is thought to be as deep as nearly 100 kilometers, which is about 10 times deeper than the deepest oceanic regions on Earth. What makes matters even more exciting is the presence of massive plumes of vapor that erupt from the surface of the moon, implying that there is thermal activity deep below the surface. Perhaps one day, humanity will send a drone of some sort to fly through the plumes and see if there is evidence for life under the icy surface. It's complete speculation, but can you just imagine that there are huge sea monsters swimming beneath there? Sadly though, Europa is constantly bombarded by dangerous levels of radiation from Jupiter, hurting its chances, but not ruling out chances of harboring life. Enceladus. During the 2017 Cassini space probe mission to Saturn, humanity discovered something dramatic. Enceladus, one of Saturn's icy moons, is hiding a salty global ocean under its fissured icy surface. Not unlike Europa, Enceladus appears to maintain its global ocean via the immense gravitational pull of Saturn, creating tectonic activity on the little planetoid. This internal heating causes the ocean below the icy surface to remain liquid. The moon also appears to frequently eject plumes of water and ice into the atmosphere, the contents of which are mostly water, salt, silica, and simple carbon compounds, all of which are known to be the ingredients of life as we know it. With Cassini's passing, scientists now have an intriguing treasure trove of things to study. Most importantly, the apparent presence of organic compounds containing hundreds of atoms arranged in rings and chains. While not exactly a sure sign of life, this clue is a major one, as these are the most complex organic molecules found anywhere in the solar system, with the exception of Earth. The plumes that push through the ice of the moon likely come from large volcanic sprouts deep under the ocean, which could feasibly be host to some pretty complex life. Life is plentiful in similar environments on Earth's ocean floor, even containing large creatures like tube worms, which can grow to be up to 2.5 meters in length. All of this, plus the fact that Enceladus receives far less radiation, makes Saturn's icy moon a more viable candidate for life than the more famous Europa. Mars. Mars has long been the subject of speculation in regards to the search for alien life. Scientists have spent a long time studying our red and desert-like planetary sibling, and have found a slew of evidence that Mars contains most of the ingredients needed for life to form, the most important of which is water. The surface of the dry planet is etched with channels, implying the presence of dried riverbeds. In the summer of 2018, NASA announced that they had found a 12-mile wide subterranean lake sitting under the icy, southernmost part of the planet by using a powerful radar. Microbes found in subterranean water systems on Earth, and those incomparably dry conditions, like the Atacama Desert in Peru, show that life is in fact capable of surviving in Mars-like conditions. There is also the controversial discovery of a meteorite in Antarctica that dates to about 4 billion years, a time when Mars is thought to have had liquid water and a thicker atmosphere. When this meteorite was examined under an electron microscope, it was revealed that there were a diverse array of incredibly tiny structures all over it that resembled fossilized remains of some sort of microbes. As these subjects have never been fully verified, there still remains a bit of debate on the subject, since some believe that those structures could form without the involvement of life, while others see this discovery as the closest direct visual evidence of life on another planet in our solar system. Most scientists agree that the planet may have had more water and even large oceans in the distant past, but lost much of it to evaporation into space, thanks to its thinning atmosphere. The cause of that thinning is still unknown, but could be the result of large or series of comet impacts, or a large solar flare that by chance missed the Earth and collided with Mars, stripping it of much of its atmosphere. Perhaps Mars only seems so empty because humanity does not have yet the technology or capacity to prove that life either exists or existed there fully. So that's 5 of the strongest signs aliens are within our solar system. Remember, alien life by no means has to be aliens who pilot UFOs or anything of the sort. We're talking about organisms and microbes that could be present on other planets within the solar system, or far beyond that for that matter.